5-9, direct variations. I can determine and find direct variations.
Can we determine whether or not something is a direct variation?
Yes.
And are we able to find a direct variation?
Yes.
And the direct variation involves really two things. The constant of proportionality, which we know as the slope, and then the y-intercept. Is it there or not there when we're talking about direct variation?
Not there.
Therefore, if it's not there, then we can assume the y-intercept is the
Origin.
which is what on the coordinate grid as far as coordinates?
0.
Yeah, you guys are so smart. All right, thank you, Lauren. Direct variation would be a directly proportionate change. It's a relationship between two variables where one variable is a constant, blah, blah, blah. And then constant of proportionality is the slope, right?
Yep.
Now, when you are dealing with direct variation, you're going to get a new formula, which is exactly like slope-intercept. Remember, we knew slope-intercept as y equals mx plus b, right? Okay, so the y is the output, the y is the output, the x is the input, the x is the input. This is called the what again? Well, in direct variation, it's called the, but it really is the slope. Okay, and then in a direct variation, do we have a y-intercept?
No.
We just said that. Excellent. Okay, so some examples that you had would be on the graph paper here. Is this graph a direct variation, guys?
No.
Why? Okay, it has to go through the origin to be a direct variation. Is this a direct variation?
Yes.
And we said that the constant of proportionality was 4 because 4 is the slope. The rise of 4 and a run of 1. And then when you get to problems like number 7, tell if x and y show a direct variation. A is not a direct variation because we have a of -2, right? This is a direct variation because there's no y-intercept, so therefore it's the origin. What is the constant of proportionality? 6 is also the slope. And when you get to something like this, it's always best to convert to, which we know for direct variation is y equals kx, right? Okay, but if there is a b, we know that it's not a direct variation anyways. Okay, same thing for letter D, 1/2 y equals x. This one gets a little trickier because if I ask you what the constant of proportionality would be, you really probably should convert it into this form. Otherwise, you might get tricked and think it's 1/2, right? Yes, no?
Yeah.
Okay, then the last thing I want to do to clarify, I'll try to do this as quickly as I can, is that graph here. How we apply this to real life. We talked about Gianna's t-shirt shop. How much does Gianna charge to set up a t-shirt?
$25.
And if she charges $3 per t-shirt, we can figure out exactly like what's going on. So let's just assume 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Let's assume this is Gianna's graph. She started at $25. If we buy one t-shirt from Gianna, how much is it going to cost us?
$28.
$28 because we plug in the y for x and we had 25. So our total per is $28, right?
Yes.
If we buy 10 t-shirts from Gianna, how much is it going to cost us?
$55.
And how much is it going to cost us per t-shirt then?
$5.50.
Okay, so is x and y changing proportionately?
No.
So from 1 to 28 is multiplied by 28. From 10 to 55 is multiplied by 5.5. Therefore, this would not be a direct variation, right?
Right.
Questions?